Starting five brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, feel more game with 1xBet. Pangasinan with a backcourt of Headset Cabok, King Gurtiza. Up front, Vic Manuel, Michael Mabulak, and Harvey Pagsanhan. For ABRA, Marwin Taiwan, Jack Cruz Dumont, Alfred Batino, CJ Austria, and Dave Ildefonso in his 15th consecutive start. And very interesting, Coach Mike here for ABRA. Seems like they have a smaller lineup to begin this ball game kontra dito sa Pangasinan.
Yeah, matter of fact, itong si CJ Austria, I think this is only his second start in 13 games. And the heat waves though, you know this game is so important to them because you're getting Vic Manuel to start this match.
And this is a welcome sight if you're Pangasinan right off the bat. Headset Gabo scoring for the heat waves.
And very important, you're playing at the home of the ABRA Weavers. You gotta start strong and dictate the momentum early on.
Austria against King Gurtiza rolls it up for the first basket of the Weavers.
Well, how important is that for CJ Austria to immediately get the first 2 points? I feel that he's not yet reached his peak here as a Weaver, but there is going to get to a time that he will be one of the key guys alongside Encho Serrano and Joshua David.
At siya ang bumabantay ngayon kay Vic Manuel.
Yeah. Boy.
Binanggit na rin mismo, I think si Coach Yong during that teaser. Chess match ito eh.
Oo. At saka interesting yung yung mga matchup, cross-matching, how are they gonna, adjust defensively? We'll see.
But CJ, is deceptively strong as a wing player. As Mike Mabulak, short stab is good.
So far, efficient start for Pangasinan, and you like that. This is pretty much the type of a team that Coach Jerson would love to see on the floor for the Heat Waves.
ABRA, arguably the most potent team, both offensively and defensively. Number 2 in terms of points scored and points given up. That's a basket from Jack Cruz Dumont to tie the ball game up at 4 apiece.
You could tell that these guys, both these teams have prepared well. And the initial sets for both these teams have been done really good, and they made all their baskets. And it seems to me it's not just the teams, even the players themselves, including the coaches, have really looked forward to this match.
Alam mo, nagpunta kami sa practice ni Mika yesterday. Nagulat ako, ito yung unit na niraran ni Coach Yong as Vic Manuel missing on that jumper. Big rebound by David Ildefonso. Forward pass. Austria providing an impact immediately for ABRA.
That to me is where that cross match between CJ Austria and Vic Manuel would matter. If they miss a shot and CJ Austria runs the other side of the floor, somebody's got to cover CJ on open floor.
Palagay ko tingin nila kayang unahan ni CJ Austria in transition to si Vic Manuel.
Oh, without a doubt.
And both teams really thrive in transition. Jack Cruz Dumont has found the stroke. An early 4-point lead for ABRA.
Oh, Cruz Dumont. How about this guy? Averaging 3 points per game. He's got 4 right now.
4 points each for Cruz Dumont and CJ Austria. Marwin Taiwan off to the races, lays it up and in. And an early timeout by Coach Jerson Cabiltes. An 8-0 run. Back with us here inside the Governor Andres B. Bernos Memorial Gymnasium in Banguet, ABRA. Pangasinan got the first basket, but boy, ABRA with a quick response. Lamang na sila dito ng 6 na puntos. Headset Gabo off that screen for 3. It's good.
Well, perfectly run flex action right there, ending up with Headset Gabo on that wing 3. Didn't even go to that ball screen, went straight up for that shot, and you need Headset to knock these down.
Interesting how Harvey Pagsanhal will contain. Ito si Dave Ildefonso who rises for free, backs it in. Gurtiza, floater, no good, but a foul called on the Weavers.
And that three by Dave Ildefonso has brought the house down.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
You know, Dave Ildefonso in his first 3 games, he was actually shooting 2 of 19 from 3. That's really just 10%. But boy, since that loss to Pasay, Davis has gone on a 30 makes of 68 attempts, 44% from 3 points. It's apart from the makes, it's the volume shots that he's taking, which has really been impressive for Dave Ildefonso.
King Gurtiza missing his first free throw, but came off a breakout performance in their last game against Marikina. Sablay, parehong free throw. Dave Ildefonso with another rebound. Abra up early here. Ildefonso laban kay Pagsanhan. Dave steps back. Another 3-point shot, that time off the mark.
And that time they covered well that shot of Dave Ildefonso, but still that was a good look for Dave.
Austria corrals that Pagsanhan miss. Going right at Mapulak. CJ, wow! Bring out the guns for CJ Austria with 6 points.
Definitely. You could actually hear the coaching staff of the ABRA Weavers telling CJ Austria to push that ball. And so once he heard that signal, he went immediately inside the paint, tried to attack the defense of Mike Mabulak, stayed the course, and finished through contact.
Pamamani.
Ito yung panggulat agad ni Coach Yong Garcia, si CJ Austria.
Talagang panggulat yan si CJ. Oh man.
As he will now head to the line for 2 free throws.
Mac Talio is on the floor right now for the Heat Waves to add a little bit more of a foot speed and perimeter defense para dito sa Heat Waves. But the activity of a CJ Austria is gonna benefit the Weavers a lot because it helps the rotation of Encho Serrano and Joshua David.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. CJ Austria has always been a solid per minute scorer. You see here the coaching staff, of course, boss Mike Acosta there, has scored in every game this season except in his debut despite playing limited minutes.
I like that you brought up the limited minutes, Ken, because I'd like to say that he has not scored well against the tough teams. He gets normally about 10 minutes against those teams, and right now would be a good opportunity for him to prove his value and his worth in the rotation of Coach Yong.
10 ng lamang ng Abra sa poste. Jory Napoles, one-hander, no good. Austria grabs another board. Jack Cruz Dumont
Wants to clear this empty ball screen.
laban kay Mac Talio. Ildefonso libre para sa 3. Short. Napoles grabs the rebound, and I feel like rebounding will also be a key stat here in this matchup, Coach Mike.
Totoo yan. Napakahalaga ng rebounding dito sa teams na to because one, if you're the Heat Waves, you love to control the offensive rebound so that you get more chances to score. Samantalang ito naman Abra Weavers so that you can generate fast break opportunities kaagad, defensive rebounding.
Mabulak laban kay Patino. Kick out pass. Talio has yet to hit a free until now. This season was 0 out of 16 before that hit.
Boy, they need that from a Mac Talio. And ito yung mga laban na gusto mo no? Different guys stepping up for their respective teams. For the Heat Waves, Mac Talio.
Ildefonso, baseline drive. Kick out, Taiwan, swing pass. Dumont for free, no. Batino grabs the offensive board.
That's where they've been so good at, offensive rebounding.
Before the shot, foul given up by Hesed Gabo.
Well, obviously, the Heat Waves trying to take away the 3-point shot of Dave Ildefonso. They want him to drive where they get more help.
0 out of 16 before that made shot from beyond the arc. Ito si Mac Talio. Spider-Mac going to work.
And the hope of your coach Gerson is that it brings a lot of confidence back to Mactalio.
A second remaining. Ildefonso has missed his last 3 shots. Talio, forward pass, Mabulak. Great cut. Pagsanhando, overcooking that shot. Gabo, lost it. Taiwan spins. Forward pass, Ildefonso. Hard foul given up by Mactalio.
Well, that's the only way you can stop a Dave Ildefonso. You can't just be standing there and letting him, giving him a easy finish. And Marvin Taiwan has pushed that pace, locating Ildefonso. Mactalio had to stop him, and the only way to do that will be to put a little bit of force so that it prevents an easy basket for a very strong Dave Ildefonso.
Mactalio facing his former team last season, ABRA. Very average, 11.1 points in 21 minutes. And as expected, Coach Mike, just a good hard foul from Mactalio.
Yeah, I agree. That's just playoff basketball type of play, because this is a playoff atmosphere. You see Mactalio going over to Dave and apologizing to him. But for me, in that short span, when I saw the eyes of Mactalio, you know he's in this game to compete against these Abra Weavers at home.
Dave Ildefonso against Imos, 25 points, 66.7% shooting from the field. And you've mentioned his struggles to begin the season. Only 12 points on 28.6% shooting from the field in the first 3 games. But boy, he has been on a tear in the last 4. 27.3 points, 5.3 threes, 21 triples in a span of 4 games.
Oo, totoo yun. At saka tumatak talaga sa kanya yung pagkakatalo nila sa Pasay, where he did not even make a single 3-point shot. And so he vowed on himself that I'm going to do better. Mactalio with a 3 missed right there.
Natapik niya yung bola. At mabibigyan na isa pang pagkakataon ang Pangasinan. Mactalio really looking for a shot and buries that mid-range jumper.
I love this Mactalio that we're seeing right now. I'm sure a lot of the fans of Mactalio would love to see him at this level once again.
Ildefonso, now it's Jory Napoles, tasked to guard him. Serrano steps into a free, knocks that one down.
And you got to contend with those threes as well in Encho Serrano. You cannot leave him out there.
Floater by Galanza off the back rim. Austria with another board. Taiwan, Serrano, nakabuelo, binangga ni Mactalio. 2 free throws coming up for Encho.
And the quick fouls here for Mactalio. He is trying to get a stop against that streaking Encho Serrano. Oh, wow. Just a good look.
Nakita ni na binigyan siya ng space ni Mactalio. Unfortunately for Mac, that's his 3rd foul. In comes Mike Di Gregorio.
Well, Mactalio did not want to give that space for Encho Serrano. Pero yung big man na nag-dive, I'm not so sure if that was Batino was driving in the middle. He was forced to help on that dive middle, leaving Encho Serrano on that wing 3. And so once that ball got swung over to Encho, he tried to close out, but Mactalio was late.
Early avalanche by Abra. Up by a dozen, 24-12. Melencio at the controls. Mike Di Gregorio also yet to hit a free this season. 0 of 19.
Oh, yes. That's one other guy too that you hope would hit from outside.
Napoles challenging the defense. That was a tough shot.
That's the type of Jory Napoles that we saw in Manila last season. And you love for him to stay, attacking the cup.
Galanza tasked to guard Serrano. Encho off the bounce. Serrano, last second dish to Marquis, corner free, too strong. Ildefonso swoops in and got pushed by Mike Di Gregorio. That's gonna be a challenge for Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Siya yung bantay ngayon ni Dave. And unfortunately for Pangasinan, they are in penalty.
Well, naturally, si Dave Ildefonso is a wingman that loves to crash the boards. And so once he saw that shot of Marquis being on the opposite side of the floor, he knew that there was a good chance that ball was going to end up on that side, and so he went for it, got that ball, got fouled, and so he's on the line.
6 points. Melencio will bring the ball down for Pangasinan, approaching the 2-minute mark of the first period. Jory Napoles fires from deep. And the back is open here on a Saturday night for the Heat Waves. Floater by Serrano, no goods. And Gong Flores with a rebound. Melencio, his sweet spot. That one pops out. Flores again. The reverse plus a foul.
On this forceful response from the Heat Waves. Well executed half-court set, a good defensive stop, and the run the other way. Look at this, Ian Melencio. You're right, that was his sweet spot, but how about this effort by Lervin Flores to get the offensive rock and put it back in?
Gong Flores has earned more playing time in their last 4 games, averaging only 5.3 points, but 10.8 rebounds.
At saka laking bagay talaga ni Lervin Flores. Let's not forget, this guy's a champion, and so that experience that he brings, very important para dito sa Heat Waves.
Cuts this lead down to 6. Joshua David, 5 seconds remaining. Raven Gonzalez, malakas yung kanyang floater. Flores again with a rebound. De Gregorio onto the front court. Attacks, got blocked there. Raven Gonzalez, the leading shot blocker for the Weavers with 1.8 blocks, rejecting that one.
That is almost a guaranteed one of the 2 blocks for the game that you will see from Raven, and there could possibly be more, especially as he gets more minutes on the floor.
Freeing himself up, Galanza could not hit the free. De Gregorio giving them another possession.
Coach Gerson loving this effort of the Heat Waves right now on the floor.
Galanza, this time from mid-range. Wala pa din. Tapikan ng bola. Napunta kay Encho Serrano. They pleading for the ball, but Encho told him to settle things down. Serrano, his left hand. No, but nobody boxing out Raven Gonzalez.
Definitely. They got preoccupied with Encho Serrano getting inside the plane, playing within his space. And Raven just stayed active.
Jory Napoles over Mark Yee. Ball batted around. Mark Yee retrieves it for the Weavers. Joshua David pulls it back out, asking a screen, rejecting it. Now it's Mark Yee popping out. Thought about it. Back to Joshua David. 2-man game between David and Mark Yee. Now it's Gonzalez with a one-hander again.
Wow. That's why you love a Raven Gonzalez. We talked about Kalisan earlier, being a pick-and-roll guy in the paint. Exactly the same way that Raven Gonzalez being used by the Abra Weavers. Middle ball screen on a floater and a shot down the lane.
Last foul to give in a quarter for Abra. 5.2 seconds remaining. Assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
And you love that mentality na catch and shoot. That time around, catch and floater shot for Raven Gonzalez.
Ralph Robin, first appearance now for the Pangasinan Heat Waves. Napoles, catch and shoot free. Bouncing off the rim. The second remaining, Mark Yee grabs another rebound, and first quarter comes to a close.
The Weavers, I love the effort of the Heat Waves.
29-19, Abra ahead by 10 at the end of quarter number 1.
And defender ko siya nun. So ganun talaga ang relationship naming dalawa ever since. Let's see tonight, Ken and Coach Mike.
You never cease to amaze Miss Mika Abesamis, and of course, our entire production team. What a story there, Coach Mike.
Oh my God, that story, let alone the personalities involved in this game, Harvey and Dave, but just such an inspiring story. A lot of ballers and guys like us, we're dreamers in the passion that we have for the game. But for these guys to embody that type of involvement, especially at the game at this level, it just keeps telling us na just gotta keep on going.
Nakita ko din nun si Gian Mamuyak. That was part of that team.
SJ.
SJ Pilanghel.
Oh my.
That was a loaded squad. That Gilas 16 under lineup. Serrano for free. Second triple. Galing kay Encho Serrano.
Wow. They came off a Spain action, which didn't have anything for Joshua David. Tried to reverse that ball on that weak side wing, and Encho says, you know, I've got a late defender on me, and so I'm gonna take it.
Gong Flores pumwersa sa ilalim. 2 more points for the former Arellano Chief.
And Lervin Flores loving that matchup with Marquis down in the middle.
Bola na agaw. Transition opportunity. Broken up though by Joshua David. 32-23. Abra with a 9-point lead. Mark Yee settles for a free. Off the heel. Vic Manuel taps it to Ian Melencio.
Good box out by Vic.
Flores susugod na naman. Pirouettes inside. No. Flores just aggressive.
And the Weavers asking for a travel, and that move by Lervin Flores. They didn't get that call, but
Yee free for a free. No. Gong Flores grabs another rebound.
so far Marquis has not made a three-pointer here. And what, 4 attempts so far? He's been open. They're leaving Marquis open from 3.
Melencio will reset their offense. Ian snakes through 2 defenders, making it look easy with a mid-range jumper.
That's easy kasi napakaraming beses na niyang ginawa yan. Dito man yan o Panalay or wherever he plays, he's so used to that middle ball screen action that he understands reads and he's able to make good decisions.
Serrano at the controls, going to Joshua David. Hard show by Manuel. David escapes, pulls up from mid-range as well.
And you like that decision of Joshua David. You hard show on me, you switch on me, I'm gonna attack that switch. Got off of it and able to make that shot from 15.
Di Gregorio can't convert. 7 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
But so far, if you're a Coach Jerson, you like where you are now. You're down only 9 against a very powerhouse team in the Abra Weavers, and they're playing at home.
So far, during the 11-game run of Abra, Coach Mike, most of their wins have been blowouts ever since that loss against the Pasay Voyagers. Dixer, great move of the game, born for greatness. This was that forceful attack by Lervin Flores.
Yeah, and their last games, as much as 31 against Bacolod. They win by a margin of 20 and lose by a margin of 10. That only loss coming against Pasay. What a move.
Jerson Cabiltes with a deep rotation has used 11 guys already. Sa loob, Manuel, the one-hander, pretty much automatic.
Ganda nun. Little deceleration with that step. And that finish by Vic Manuel.
You know, check that. 13 guys already playing for Pangasinan. A foul given up by the Heat Waves on that attack by Marvin Taiwan. No basket. It will not count. Play of the game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet.
Yung planted yung pivot foot niya at binalikan ni Vic Manuel. What's Sabatino to do? He played that straight up. Good defense, but really just the footwork and the strength to be able to finish with one hand on that short corner.
Nasa loob na ulit si Dave Ildefonso. And again, it's Pagsanhan, tasked to guard him. And if you know Harvey, sobrang humble nito eh. He will always downplay whatever achievement or task that he has. As Marvin Taiwan blows past Hesed Gabo, but Gabo standing his ground, grabbing the rebound, passing it to De Gregorio. Whips it to Collado. Vic Manuel. Natabigan, Taiwan again with a steal. Ildefonso, the fake, and the finish.
Well, that pretty much is Weavers basketball right there. Starts off with the defensive end of the floor, but Vic Manuel staying the course here. He's not gonna let down his Heat Waves team, family, and fans with just not showing up. He's definitely shown up for this match.
Patino, mid-range jumper, wala yan. Di Gregorio, grabs and goes. Attacks. Skip pass, Collado takes that free, off the mark. Pagsanhan can't get the rebound. Taiwan now with a basketball for the Weavers. Pocket pass broken up. And Mike Di Gregorio, how about this guy who's been struggling mightily, has made an impact not in scoring but on defense and rebounding.
That is exactly correct, Ken. He read that two-man action perfectly well. He knew that there was a pocket pass incoming. And so he stayed middle of Batino and Taiwan enough to deflect it and get that rock.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X-Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
And the Weavers are not going to allow anyone to just get into the middle and attack them. And which is exactly what Marvin Taiwan did. He dug deep on that middle attack by Vic Manuel, got the deflection, and that run the other way to feed off that pass over to David Defonso. But if you're Coach Gerson Cabiltes, you like where you are. I've seen some actions, staggers ending up in elevators, and basically base actions for the Weavers that they've defended pretty well. And these guys are scoring only because of recoveries on those.
Ironic that Dave is now facing off against the home team of his dad right now, and one of the top contenders dito sa North Division. At maaring hindi lang ito yung kaisa-isang matchup na mafe-feature itong si Dave pati itong Pangasinan.
Oo, totoo ka dyan. But really, that's just the circle of life. And at where you're put in, you got to play to your role. And which is exactly what Dave is doing. He reveres what his dad has achieved. Sabi nga niya, siguro mahirap malampasan, pero at the very least, mapantayan man lang, ano? And how many more of father dads of hoop dreamers can actually do that? And you just have to admire how Dave was brought up by his dad and how he's actually performed to his potential.
5-point lead. Vic Manuel against CJ Austria with amazing defense on that possession. Now in space, CJ against Vic. Batino offering that screen. Collado switches onto him. Austria for free, way off the mark.
That was a miss by CJ, but you cannot stop shooting. I mean, you've started real good, and this is a good start to your game. You gotta keep at it if you're CJ.
Pero hindi nagustuhan ni Coach Yong yung tira na yun. He thought he could have attacked the basket.
Right.
Especially against Jay Collado. Oh, how about that up and under move from Mike Di Gregorio?
What an escape move by Mike Di Gregorio. We've always seen a lot of footwork from him, and that's been the most impressive finish so far. Dave rises for three.
Great screen by Batino, but couldn't cash in from downtown. Di Gregorio. Manuel laban kay Austria. You like how Vic is not forcing things.
Oh, right.
Now he sets up on the block. Double team comes. Pagsanhan out of control. Can't get it. Cruz Dumont, forward pass. Ildefonso. Nobody able to stop him down low.
Who's to stop him down low? That close. And he's got so much power. He can absorb contact. And the best you can do is to really stay in front of him and make it difficult for him to make that shot.
Dave Ildefonso with 10 points. Di Gregorio navigating through that Collado screen. Smothered. Oh, great pass. He was on the floor but able to dish out to Jay Collado. This was the up and under, escaping the defense of Marvin Taiwan. And then on the other side, Ildefonso patiently going to work inside. Collado missing his first free throw. And the ABRA fans cheering him on.
Well, hindi naman matitinag yan si Jay Collado. Veteranong player din yan. You have to remember at some point he was one of the key guys of Coach Gerson.
The street code, but it's sa atin na Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
You're down 5 at home versus the Weavers. You're in a good place if you're Coach Gerson.
And there's still 2 and 20 minutes remaining here in the second period. Serrano has really found the stroke. Third triple of the ball game for Encho Serrano.
And Encho Serrano feeling it from the outside. He's normally a 25% three-point shooter, but so far, this gem has been kind tonight from 3 to Encho.
And if you recall, he was the one who provided the lift
Oh, yes.
when they were down against Quezon. Mike Mabulak, though, answers with that 20-footer.
A pretty silent contribution here from Mike Mabulak. He's one of the top guys that actually has scored a lot in the recent games for the Heat Waves, and you'd like to see more of him if you're Coach Gerson.
Serrano one-on-one against Mike Di Gregorio. Serrano gets past Mike DG. Collado, no choice but to give up that foul. It's really tough for the defenders, Coach Mike, because clearly they're trying to give space for Encho, pero he's been hitting those outside shots, and that's really opened up his game here in the first half.
And the thing that's making it difficult to even be checking quickly itong si Encho Serrano, because he's made a couple of threes.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
And so that puts a lot of pressure defensively, because you don't know if you close out long whether he's gonna take a three or attack you back. And mind you, itong si Encho Serrano, I'm pretty sure Coach Gerson and the coaching staff have studied well his finishes inside the paint. If he's going right, if he's going left, they do understand how he finishes. But man, for him to be able to still hoist up that shot just speaks in volumes of the kind of player that Encho Serrano is on a finish.
Pagsanhan can't find the angle on that floater. Serrano wants to settle things down.
Dave wants a post up, and you see how Encho wants him to clear.
One-on-one against Jory Napoles. Serrano off the bounce. Napoles sticking to him. Gabo with a double team. And great job by Pangasinan forcing a turnover.
And simply because, in my opinion, they know how he's going to attack on that right side of the floor.
You love the respect between Encho Serrano and Dave Ildefonso. Kanina hinihingi ni Dave, hindi binigay. Nag-commit ng turnover si Encho, immediately apologizing to Dave.
Yeah. And to me, that's just team culture of the Weavers. Taking accountability and moving on to the next play.
And Encho Serrano making up for that turnover, forcing an offensive foul against the Heat Waves.
Ito matter of adjustments to sa mga coaches. Alam nila na pag binigyan mo ng pin down screen si Robin and he's attacking on like a zoom action from the court.
Pero nahihirapan sila dito sa pagbawi ng Pangasinan in the second quarter, but still an 8-point lead, 34 seconds remaining. Ildefonso one-on-one, this time against Pongalanza. Dave to Encho for free again, that time a miss. A push against Dave Ildefonso.
Another sequence where the Heat Waves defended well. Actions on that right side of the floor. They denied that middle attack. They denied that inner thirds lane attack.
For the second consecutive game, Pangasinan with the last possession.
Good chance to trim this down further.
Make it a 2-possession ball game. Hard show by Dave Ildefonso. The pass broken up. Manuel sets his feet, fires. It's good! Timely basket from the muscle man to close out the second period. And the half, Abra just ahead by 5 over Pangasinan, 43-38.
As Coach Gerson, I'm sure, is liking where he is now despite trailing at the half.
Kong Ching Bernos and Kong Mayor JB Bernos. And you've mentioned the adjustment.